Hey Internet, Steven here. We're living in some uncertain times, so I wanted to make this video to help you lead those around you in the middle of this storm. There's a lot of information going on right now, a lot of it's noise, everybody talking about increasing their cleaning policies and procedures, and while that's good and we should definitely take that serious, those are things that are somewhat expected. So I want to give you some practical advice on how you can lead your team, your business, your employees, your family, your friends, your circle of influence with time-tested principles. Principles never change, but policies and procedures may. The first note I have is don't panic. Panic just leads to more panic, and the biggest fear is fear itself. You've got to keep perspective right now. Take things as a day-to-day basis. You don't need to make short-term irrational decisions that will impact you negatively for the long term. Long-term, things are going to be fine. We've gone through more difficult things as a country and as a nation before, and even as a world. We're going to get through this as well. There's a new book out by Simon Sinek here in the last few months called The Infinite Game. And Simon talks about how business is an infinite game. We're used to things like basketball, baseball, and things like that are what we call a finite game. Finite game meaning there's a set of rules, there's a set time, there's a set number of players. We kind of know the certain boundaries that we can expect out of the game, right? But business, we don't have any of that. The players change, there could be different number of players, the location of the game may change, the whole dynamics of the industry and even the products and services being sold might change. These are things that apply no matter what the environment is, and definitely even more so in certain environments. So keep a long-term mindset that, there is no end point for business. There is no 60-minute rule. You want business to go indefinitely, and so you have to have that mindset. So shift your mind to think more like that. I've even got a book myself coming out here in a few weeks called The Marketing Mind Shift, versus what you think you know about marketing and where you need to shift your mind that marketing needs to be. And not that I wanted to make this video to plug my book, but if you'd like to get some free practical tips, I'm not even trying to sell my book, but you can sign up for the email newsletter related to that at marketingmindshiftbook.com. We'll put the link on the screen. The next thing I've got is don't solve a short-term problem with a long-term disaster. Yes, in the short term, we're all possibly taking a hit, but you still need your employees, you need your contractors, you need your supplies that are going to support you and serve you in the long term here in a few weeks when this thing gets ironed out. Focus on the facts, not the fearful actions of your peers that may be fearful or even fearful leaders. You cannot lead out of fear. So don't spread the mass hysteria. Don't become noise, kind of like I was saying earlier. Don't be the ones that just constantly send out your cleaning policy or that you're going to social distance. Yes, we should all be mindful and do our part. But at the same time, you don't want to blend in like everyone else, which is just one of the many reasons that we're out there providing helpful tips to you. One, because we're all in this together. When we all win and get through this, then we all survive quicker. The virus is not the real concern. The lack of consumer confidence is the real concern. The fear is contagious, and again, stop spreading it. The virus will pass. There will be toilet paper again. The virus will pass, like I said. When economies face challenges, one of the most important things in your business is clear messaging. You should never cut your marketing when things get tight, but you do need to get your messaging adjusted and right. This is one thing that we help businesses with is crisis communications, but also going back to history, because history is always repeating itself. During the Great Depression, the companies that survived and thrived, and some of the biggest companies today, are the ones that invested more during crisis times and stood out above the noise when their competitors were cutting marketing budgets, when they were blending into noise, when they were caving into fear. The ones that rose above those challenges and decided to invest heavily, they stood out above the pack and they gained market share. And that's one of those things, again, we're not trying to plug ourselves. There's others that can help you as well. But at the same time, you've got to shift your messaging sometimes during times of crisis. And that's one thing that we love to partner with businesses, is to clarify your message. So I'll leave you with this quote from FDR Franklin Roosevelt back in 1933, I believe, was president during the Great Depression, and he mentioned this. This is preeminently the time to speak the truth, the whole truth frankly and boldly. Nor need we shrink from honestly facing the conditions facing our country today. This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive, and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. I appreciate you guys watching. We're going to get through this together. Stay tuned for the next video. We'll see you soon.